With persistent pain, many of us power through and try to ignore it until we end up in urgent care. Our next guests say most of the time they can be the sweet spot in the middle, get you out of pain and make sure you don't make things worse. We sat down with Dr. Philip and Dr. Natalie Cordova with Core Chiropractic to learn more about how patients benefit from their non-invasive pain relief program.
Before I came to Core, an issue I was having was I would be in pain just to cough or to sneeze. When I came here, first off, they did an x-ray. They actually was able to tell me what was my underlying problem. I can function, I can bend over, I can walk, I can sit down for long periods of time. Life is totally different. I feel like I'm going back to having a normal life.
Dr. Cordova, you found out early on in life what a difference chiropractic medicine could make.
Absolutely. When I was in 5th grade, I developed a condition called torticollis. That's kind of where you wake up and your neck won't move. I ended up going to a medical doctor. I got muscle relaxers. I had to lay on the floor for a week, and then that kind of went away. And then my freshman year of high school, I was heavily involved with martial arts, and I turned and punched somebody and my back went out. Same type of thing. They tried to give me muscle relaxers and lay on the floor, and that didn't work. So my dad took me to see a chiropractor.
And it worked.
It worked. It was incredible, yeah.
Dr. Natalie, you also had an experience where chiropractic medicine made the difference.
So I started riding my bike more in college, and I went to UC Irvine, and I would cycle in the hills. But after 20, 30 miles, my leg would go numb, and that's very dangerous not to be able to feel your leg when you're riding a bike. And I found a chiropractor that my mom was seeing at the time, and it made such a difference. She showed me how that imbalance in my pelvis made a difference to my nerve that went down my leg, and by getting adjusted had made all the difference.
A lot of people are confused at what chiropractic medicine is, and I guess one way of putting it is you help the body help itself. You don't just focus on symptoms. You want to focus on what mechanically went wrong, make it right, those symptoms go away. You've been in business for 26 years now. The reviews speak volumes as to what you two just talked about in terms of getting results.
We're very proud of that. It's something that we're always concerned about, making sure that our patients have a really good experience here.
Let's define some of the issues that people have, because in many cases it literally shuts them down. For example, back injuries. 80 million Americans deal with a back issue at any given time.
We get to the root of the cause by addressing the structural issues that they've been misaligned, whether it's trauma, falls, bad posture, many different reasons why they could get their spine not in the right place, and then we address that. And by putting it back in the right alignment, it functions, and that's the way it's meant to be.
Yeah, again, helping the body to help itself. One way you do that is through x-rays. X-rays are something, for example, that you can use as a diagnostic tool to help you really pinpoint where things are.
Yeah, it's usually the first thing that diagnostics would go through before they get into like an MRI or a CT or things. X-ray is just a static image. It gives you pictures of all the bones of wherever you're shooting, so all the bones of the spine. It gives us hints as to what might be going on with discs or other soft tissue.
Core Chiropractic. The word core is not by accident.
Right, no, I like the name. There's many reasons why we have Core as Core Chiropractic. One is we're the Cordovas, and so that was a part of it. We also like it because the core of the problems tend to be from the spine. And so if we can address the core issues, strengthen the core of the body, then everything gets better.
One of your core values is to make sure that you have enough doctors to spend time with patients and figure out what's going wrong so that they can make it right.
We have 6 doctors at this location and 2 at another location. No one's going to feel rushed. They're not going to feel like they're not being heard. We have a very good procedure. Our core system, our core setup is to make sure that we go through and find out exactly how they got this way, make sure that we put together a plan for them. It's not come in and come back when you think that you need it again. It's like we have a very set procedure, like here's what we recommend for you, for your specific problem. And then if they work that plan and follow that plan, they usually get really good results.
Too many times I think with medicine we think the answer is a pill or surgery. Why is chiropractic medicine the first route people should look at in many cases versus those other 2 things?
Oftentimes it's the last route that they've searched everything and they've tried everything and nothing else works. And then someone will say, you know what, try my chiropractor. And then they find us. And so, but because we know the pill, the stretch,
the pill can cause other problems depending on what kind of pills you're taking.
And that's
right?
true too, right. But oftentimes it just masks it, right? So you're either trying to not feel, and so that's the pain meds, or you're trying to muscle relax, or address the anti-inflammatory, but why is it inflamed in the beginning? So our approach is to find why you're inflamed, why you're out of place, why is this irritated and spastic, and then address that and correct it.
Yeah, the best thing is to get in early, because while we're masking symptoms doesn't mean the problem isn't getting worse.
The average person is 45 years old before they ever go see a chiropractor for the first time. And by the time we see them at 45, they've already tried a bunch of things, like she's saying, and their spine is already showing signs of degeneration, and there's problems that could have been fixed much easier.
There are also some preventive things that people can do. How can you help us there?
A lot of times it's just how are you supposed to even maintain your posture. So understanding what the correct posture is goes a long way, and then supporting that. So having proper alignment and muscle tone, having good healthy bodies, that makes a big difference.
And paying attention to what your body's saying to you. If you're sitting in a chair all day and your back is hurting all day, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time people come in with very simple tweaks that we can help them with. I'm like, because she'll do this where she goes, I bet your monitor's over here, or I bet you like to do this, or I bet you're a golfer, because you can look at their x-rays and their exam and see exactly what they're doing, and just showing them how to counteract some of those effects makes a big difference.
Cordovas, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for helping people to get out of pain. They met in chiropractic school. It's the cutest thing ever.